Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Here on the In Wheel Time car show, the award-winning car talk show. Today, coming to you live from the monthly Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In at the Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, Get Down, Texas. Coming up, cruise-in guests with sordid tales of their cars right here with you today. We'll review our featured vehicle of the week, the 2021 Hyundai Elantra. We got your weekly cruise-in calendar, plus This Week in Auto History. Plus, we'll have the stories making automotive news headlines. That and more just ahead on today's In Wheel Time car show. Howdy, along with Mike out of This World Mars. We need more Jeff Zekin.
We do.
The fabulous David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Mr. King Conrad DeLong is on the line with us. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Are you in your lair?
I'm in my lair. Actually, that was a very cool story.
Are you in
about
your PJs
the
in your lair?
57 T-Bird and the fact it was used in a movie, and that gentleman had kind of a neat collection of cars as well.
Well, it's a very eclectic collection of cars. There's no rhyme or reason for any of that, but, you know, you got a Chevy guy, you got a Ford guy, you got a Chrysler guy, you got year models, modeled kinds of cars, but
it's just
this
a
is
car guy.
This guy's across the board with everything, including a DeLorean.
Yeah, he's just a car guy.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, I like the DeLorean. I've had a ride in a DeLorean. What an anemic motor. And I can only imagine, coming from John DeLorean, he must have struck a deal with Renault to supply him with motors, because that is not his DNA at all.
Well, that was the only one he could
No,
get.
not at all. And I think it was more of a packaging thing than anything else. What would fit that he could buy. You got to remember, you know, he was probably buying the motor on the lowest bidder.
But you know, that kind of kept him from selling more cars. It would just that was just a bad deal all the way around.
And Belfast, Ireland was where the factory was, and it was a war-torn
Well,
area.
he screwed those people over too. So, you know, I think that he was just doing it to get back at General Motors, quite honestly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Could be.
And you know about that, Conrad.
Sort of what Conrad's doing.
Yeah, what an iconic car he built. You know, you got to think that car was, late 80s? And to this day, everybody still talks about
Exactly.
him. And you see one on the road, you know exactly what it is.
Exactly.
Would it be an iconic car, though, had he not had such a limited production, and the fact that Back to the Future kind of catapulted it to this level?
No, I definitely think the movie definitely made it an iconic car, for sure.
Because you certainly don't know. You never hear about the Renault Dolphin.
Unless you listen to this show.
That's right.
Exactly.
And I have catapulted it into.
Suspension underneath.
That's right. And I have because remember, as far as I know, the entire chassis of the car is still on the curb over there in Westbury.
Yep. And I reviewed one of those cars. It was a pre-owned vehicle.
Yeah, well, you know, what a
good luck finding one at a used car lot.
The Renault Dolphin.
Sweet.
And I know that's completely jacking up the entire pronunciation of it, but I don't care. And I'm sure that if Puss Wilson were listening to this broadcast right now, he would agree with me. It was a Renault Dolphin back in the 1960s.
We could get him on the air. We would have him on
We
the air.
could if we could get him out of bed.
Yeah.
But until we do,
We've got Conrad.
Andrew Garcia is here.
Andrew.
With his Shelby Mustang.
Is it Andrew or Andy?
Usually Andrew.
Andrew? Okay.
Andrew?
There's a little group of Shelby Mustangs that came in sitting over here, and they volunteered Andrew to come and talk to us.
No, they sacrificed him.
Well, I was trying to be polite in front of him, but yeah, that's exactly what they said. We'll sacrifice him. He'll do it.
They sent him over here, and they're stripping his car.
Yeah, exactly.
And Mustang?
Shelby GT350.
Is it the Shelby Club?
Shelby Club of Houston.
Shelby
Sweet.
Club of Houston. Wow.
So you know Randy Weldon?
He's Mustang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but
Well,
you know him.
Kind
Yes.
of crossover.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if there's anybody in Houston, Texas that doesn't know Randy Weldon.
It'd be hard to.
Yeah. His reputation precedes him, and I'm not sure that that's a good thing or not.
Yeah, good, bad, or ugly.
Yeah, exactly. So Shelby Club of Houston. How long have you been a member there?
3 years.
3 years?
Correct.
How long have you owned that Shelby of yours?
3 years.
3 years.
Oh.
Uh-huh. And tell me about the Shelby. What year is it?
It's a 2017
it's
GT350. So it's a newer model.
GT350.
Correct.
Well, we happen to know somebody that owns a 2020 or 21 model of the 500. And he happens to be a good friend of this show by the name of John Gray that owns a company called Gulf Coast Auto Shield. And I was privileged enough to get a ride in that 500. Now, mind you that he owned a 350 prior to the 500.
Correct. His name's familiar. I know him through some of the SCCA people.
Yes.
I'm also an SCCA member.
Yes. And so I have to tell you something. That is one badass car.
You got the crap.
Oh, my God.
Correct.
Yeah, you did.
And then, not that the 350's not unto itself. That's a pretty badass car, too.
Yeah, but when you add 250 horsepower to a car, it does wonders.
So when you're talking about, 1,000 horsepower and you add 250, boy, I can really tell the difference there.
You carry the one,
Just saying.
you cipher in, you carry, and then you drop down the 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you may know, I don't know. When you get into your level of horsepower, it's way above me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm good at 400, 500. I can feel that. I know what that's like. But when you get above that, when you have to have a computer control the wheel spin, when you just lay into the throttle, not pad the throttle, just lay into it a little bit, out of my league.
Well, that's
because I have cars that do this down the street when you turn the traction control off.
Correct.
Do you turn the traction control
Yes,
off?
because I've actually tracked the car many times.
Yeah.
So we turn
sideways.
Into the grass, things like that. Yeah. Run out there at the MSR Houston road course out in Angleton.
Oh, yeah.
So, we turn all electric nannies off for the full track experience.
The electronic nanny.
Yeah.
I like that. Good. I'm going to use that in the future. Well, so you bought the car new?
No. I tried to in 2017. But at the time, they were getting $15,000 to $20,000
over a sticker. No.
So a year and a half later, when kind of the market stabilized, I basically bought it 18 months old with 9,000 miles in perfect shape.
It's a demo.
For warranty, everything, for probably $30,000 off what the original owner paid for it.
Well, good for you.
Really? Did he pay over sticker for it?
Yes.
He did, yeah.
So he lost and you gained.
Correct.
I've got a question. There's a young man filming you. Is that
That's my son Goose, and actually he represented the Shelby Owners Club a year ago at this event.
Yeah,
at one of
he
these
was
events.
sitting here. I remember that. Yeah.
Very nice.
What's going on, Goose? All right, cool.
So tell me about the car. Have you done anything to it other than wash it and drive it?
It's running the fine line of keeping your warranty because Ford doesn't support that engine besides a crate engine. There's no parts available for it. It's only sold as a complete long block assembly. That's the 5.2 Voodoo engine.
Oh my God.
So it's a flat plane crankshaft.
And so you bought this car knowing that?
Yes, with the warranty.
With the warranty.
With the warranty.
But don't jack with it because if you jack with it,
Ford are more than happy to not pay a warranty claim on it.
And I'll bet you that if there's any kind of a warranty question, they're going to go, okay, well, let's see what kind of oil he's running.
Correct.
Has he made any changes to anything electronically?
Correct. That's the things they look for. Yeah. So we've changed the wheels. We went with a square wheel setup. So it's the same size front and back. And with spacers so that I can actually rotate the tires front and back. Mm-hmm. And also dials out some of the understeer. And then we put camber plates. And then we have a R. It's a regular 350. We put the R rear sway bar to kind of give it a little more rotation. So, and then recently we added the
more rotation.
Yes.
No more control over the rotation.
No, let the back slide a little more through the turns out the road course. So we're mimicking the R and the 20 and 19 setup with the car.
Right.
So we're dialing out some of the factory understeer, letting the back, give you a little more control of the back. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we recently added the Anderson Composites version, carbon fiber version of the 19 and up swing rear spoiler.
That would be swing.
Swing. So it's a rear spoiler, but it has air gaps in the middle and a gurney flap that you add on. So it adds double the downforce of the earlier GT350s.
Now, I've got a question, and Conrad's listening. You said Voodoo motor. Is that pre-Coyote?
It's not a Coyote motor.
But pre-Coyote.
It's based on the Coyote, but it's a flat plane crank motor.
Okay. All right.
So the Coyote motor is 5 liters. This is 5.2 liters. And a lot of what they learned with the Voodoo has trickled down to the Voodoo motor. Okay. Like if you buy a Mach 1, it has the GT350 intake system on it. Okay. And that's why it gets the horsepower jump over that.
How much have you put it on a dyno?
I have not, but many people have. It's a stock one, so it's 530 horsepower at the crank. So it's about 460 at the wheels.
At the wheel?
Yeah.
How's that work for you?
Plenty, more than enough to get me in trouble.
Who do you get your tires from?
Discount tire.
There you go.
Yeah. And what kind of tires do you put on there? Some that are cheap that you know that you're going to just shred?
No, we actually still go with the Michelin Pilot Super Sports.
Well, that's what I got on the Corvette.
That's a sticky compound.
They're a really good tire, and they're fairly affordable. And now that I have square tires for handling, I can actually rotate them, so I get a little more mileage out of them. Correct.
Yeah. Well, you've got staggered on yours, so it's a little different.
I didn't put it on there.
No.
It just came with it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah. So those are interesting modifications. You did the modifications based on your experience out at MSR.
Correct. And kind of patterned what the factory did as they updated the car throughout the years. The 19 and up GT350s closed the gap in handling between that and the regular 350s and the GT350Rs. So
which is the racing version of it.
Right.
So we've closed the gap. So we're fundamentally a 19 spec car on my 17. So
do you run this in competition?
No, it's a street car, but we run the DE, the high-speed driving events.
Which is timed events.
No, that's a different. SCC now is having a time trial events that they're offering, which are actually timed against other cars and street cars. These are just more of learning to drive high speed and high-speed control, and you move up their ranking system into to drivers of the same experience or cars of similar performance levels.
HPD.
Yeah.
Goose, have you taken it out, or do you beat his times?
No, I physically can't drive the car.
Oh. No, yeah. But you can on the track.
Yeah.
No, you can't because even for the track, you have to be 18.
What?
Yes, they require 18. So he can autocross the car, and in lieu of that, we actually bought a 88 Mustang LX that we're going to prepare for autocross and track events, so he can drive that.
So, I am kind of in cahoots, if you will, with the fine folks out at Houston Motorsports Park and their 3/8 mile circle track. Mm-hmm. And I interviewed the winner of one of the races a couple of races ago. He's 13.
Yeah, remember that.
Just saying, if you're into that sort of thing. He was 13. Couldn't drive on the street. Doesn't have his driver's license, but he is one badass on the 3/8 mile.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, that kid could drive, man. Big time. Because he beat everybody in the class.
They're getting
younger he must have had, 15 competitors out there. All of them, needless to say, older than he was.
Yeah, all of you. Yeah,
that boy knew how to drive that car. But I don't know about you, but I know when I was 13, I was invincible. And, we didn't know death. What's that? There was none of that. But, you just have that little extra chutzpah out there, and you're not afraid of, running off the track. You don't want to, you don't mean to, but you run it to the edge, and every once in a while you will. When you find that edge, then you drive it back just enough to be able to get around the track.
It's the daredevil in you.
Yeah. That's that right there.
Correct.
Yeah.
But that's
Goose.
the difference. But the good drivers still at their age still drive at that limit, because if you're not ready to push the car off the track, then you're not driving hard enough.
Yeah, well, that's true. And that's why I say you run it to the edge. You find out where that edge is by running it off the track, and hopefully you don't damage the car by doing
Exactly.
it. At Mobile International Raceway, it's very interesting. The only wall that they have is in front of the spectators on the main stretch. The rest of it, they let the cars run off, and there's got plenty of runoff, and they do run off. And, fast and furious and sideways and everything else.
Wow.
And they may come back onto the track with weeds all down the side of them, but they don't tear up the car.
Well, you said taking it to the edge. Guys like us, taking it to the edge is how much is it going to take to fix it if I break it? That's the point I'm thinking of.
But he doesn't think that.
No, Goose doesn't.
That's why you don't drive a car that you can't walk away from.
Right.
You can't total.
So what is your background when it comes to this sort of stuff? Well, I mean, you brought us up to date on the car that you have now, but clearly you've gone into the whole performance thing with cars.
Unfortunately, I've been doing this since I was like 20. My entrance was into Italian cars. So before kids, I club raced an Alfa Romeo GT350 for about 12 years. So we used to
Same car?
Yes, it was a street car that I gutted the interior, put a roll cage,
Modified.
and ran SCCA ITS club racing. So we used to run like Mid-Ohio Road, Atlanta,
Fun.
different road courses around the country, or airport circuits.
Yep.
How fun.
So, but once we had kids, my wife was not so enthusiastic about
Racing.
wheel-to-wheel racing, because this was actually wheel-to-wheel racing, and having little ones.
Yeah,
so I took a sabbatical until about 3 years ago when it was time to get back into doing more fun car stuff.
And,
Yeah.
and then they grow up into
Yes.
being a hot rod companion.
Correct. Yes, and he's learning to drive. He's had his permit for a year now. We're going to start autocrossing the '88 Mustang pretty quickly, and things like that. So, and he's learned to wrench too, so that's a good thing. It's unusual for a teenager.
He's not learning to drive. He knows how to
That's
drive.
funny
Yes.
because I learned how to wrench before I ever drove the car.
Yeah, well, that's true too. He's learned that, but it's now he's getting to the point where he can do more advanced stuff. So,
So they're going to make a career out of that? Be a technician? Because there's short technicians.
Hopefully mechanical engineer.
There you go.
Something like that.
Because Lone Star College has is it Lone Star? That has a program.
Houston Community
Houston
College,
Community.
HCC.
Yeah.
we're
We have a connection with him.
We're actually hoping for something like mechanical engineer like Rice or U of H or something like that. He can when you make enough money, then you can kind of wrench on the side.
Yeah, exactly. So I have my youngest daughter started off in aerospace engineering, and that kind of parlayed into astrophysics. So she's an astrophysicist now. So it's kind of gone way beyond what it originally started out as. But you know how that all evolves especially when you're a young teenager, you're thinking, ooh, I like that. And then that goes from here to over there.
And then back.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
You never usually end up where you started out at.
That's right.
You kind of
Yeah.
go through twists and turns
Yep.
and things like that.
Yeah. I started wrenching on cars in Mom and Dad's garage. That wound up at a job at a Chevrolet dealership. And that, because I wasn't making any money and wasn't very good at it, parlayed into a part-time job on the weekends at a pizza parlor, which wound up getting me into broadcasting. What a bizarre
Correct.
turn of events.
We got another
Who would
4
have ever-
hours for that story.
Who would have ever thunk that? Yeah. You can't dream stuff up like that.
No.
Well, it depends on what you're smoking that day.
Hey.
That's what I was going to say.
Hey.
Depends on what Saturday night it is.
Yeah. Well,
Easy.
you would know about that, Mars.
Easy.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
So, and then there's Conrad. And every once in a while we'll hear him click the phone down as he's dropped the phone.
No, I haven't dropped the phone.
His meds have kicked in.
And the meds kick in?
No meds. I mean, the antibiotics. But
You
they
want
don't
some?
give me the effect I want from when I was in high school.
You want some?
There's that. All right. Well,
Okay.
thank you so much.
No problem. We appreciate it. Thank you very
bet.
much.
Good to see you,
Thank you.
Goose.
It's
Okay.
good to talk to you. We hope to see you again. You going to come back out next month?
Yes. We live in Sugar Land, so this is a very convenient event for us.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
very good.
exactly. Well, so do we.
Because we get tired of driving to the Woodlands and
I got
Galveston.
an event for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and we're going to be there. It's Woody's Waterfront Car Show
Okay.
down in San Leon, and it is in September.
28th.
And we'll be there for that. And it's a show. It's a cruise in, but it's a judged show. But it's a great drive down there, and the setting is magnificent. It's right on Galveston Bay. So
No, I have not.
try that out.
Okay.
We suggest
Thank
that.
you, guys. Have a good rest of your Saturday.
You
bet.
Thank you.
Thanks, Goose.
All right. Let's do the cruise-in calendar. I don't know who's got that. Is that you or Mars?
Let me think here. I got it.
You've got it.
You got it?
Conrad, just hang tight with us because we're going to get back to you in a minute.
Okay. What am I looking for? The calendar. Okay.
The cruise-in calendar.
Yeah, got it. Sunday, September 5th, this year at 6:30 to 10:30 a.m., you got Woodlands Car and Coffee for a Cause. That is at 9595 Six Pines Drive. You've got one North Houston.
What time is that?
It's from 6:30 to 10:30
p.m.
a.m.
a.m.
That's what it says.
6:30 in the morning?
Yeah, to a.m. 10:30.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Shoot me.
Be there. And also, you've got the North Houston Cruisers Charity Show, Lone Star Survivor Foundation at Ruby's Barbecue on Highway 249 in South Tomball. It's 9 a.m. to 2. There's awards. There's a $20 to $25 entry to show. Yours would probably be $30 because you need to show yours. This Saturday, September 25th. Well, it is September, going into September. 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Woody's 3rd Annual Waterfront Car Show, Topwater Grill. We just talked about that. Be there. It's great. We will be there, shaking hands, kissing babies. October 9th to the 11th, you've got the Audi Club Nationals in Austin, Texas. Keep it weird.
Did you say Audi?
Audi Club Nationals.
I think it's called
Audi.
Audi.
Audi Murphy. Fans?
It's the Club Nationals, and it's in Austin. Saturday, October 16th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., the Mustang Club of Houston Fall Open Car Show. Planet Ford on 45. Be there. Back to you in the studio,
that's a
Don.
pretty good show.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And time now for this hour's car review.
Uh-oh.
I had a chance to drive. Why do you say that?
I put the wrong thing in the slot. That's okay. You've
I had a
got
chance to drive the 2021 Hyundai Elantra. Comes in trim levels titled SE, SEL, and Limited. I reviewed the Limited model. It's a mid-size sedan, seats 5. Exterior changes from last model year. It is completely redesigned for 2021. Exterior features include more elongated grille across the front. It's big. And, while I'm at that, let me just throw this out there. Mars, could you lean back
Yes,
just
sir.
a little bit? Mr. Mars, I don't understand because I guess Lexus started this with that ginormous grill in the front.
Snowplow.
The snowplow grill. But I think that they refer to that as the spindle grill. I don't understand why these car manufacturers continue to grow the grill when they're going to electric cars that don't need a grill. Explain that to me, please. Thank you. That's what I was
can't
looking
do
for.
that. Not going to do it.
Exterior features also include angled styling creases in the door panels, straight line angles. Sharp angles continue to the trunk lid and the rear lighting as well. Overall, long, sweeping body lines to the fastback roof line.
I have that.
What I liked, the overall look that is different than all other sedans. Would you agree with me, Mr. Mars?
I think it's kind of a compromise between that wedge and that real swoopy, overly.
There is nothing to
compensating
compare this
sideline.
to.
It's a Euro look.
Interior highlights, long sweeping screen, infotainment screen, from the instrument cluster over to what is traditionally called the infotainment center in the middle of the dash. Attractive cloth seating that I loved. Rear seat can be a bit tight for full-size adults, but remember, this is a mid-size sedan. Well laid out dash and controls. Cargo trunk room, adequate for a family of 4 as long as you bring small suitcases. What I liked, it's not too big. It's not too small. It's
Just
right. Engine is a 2.0-liter inline four-cylinder. Now, that particular motor has a 147 horsepower motor in it with 132 pound-feet of torque, and it delivers that through a CVT transmission. It does have a couple of other engine options. One is a thing called the N line. N as in Nancy, N line for turbo. It has 201 horsepower, or you can get the N version, not N line, but N version, that is a 2-liter with 276 horsepower and a 6-speed manual option. Did you realize that?
Oh,
I had
my
no
goodness.
idea. Why
Nope.
would you want to Well, I guess.
It's a Hyundai.
I
You
don't
can do that.
know. No, but I mean, this is a sedan.
Going for the sports sedan
Dude,
concept?
I don't know, but why would you go from a 147 horsepower inline four-cylinder to a 276 horsepower with a 6-speed manual option?
The horsepower I'm with. I can dig that because,
Mike.
more horsepower. But the manual gearbox behind it in a sedan, I don't see that. Paddle
Okay.
shifters would be more than adequate.
Whatever.
But I guess if the only option is an automatic as a CVT, then that doesn't serve the purpose.
So this 147 horsepower model that I had gets 31 city,
Okay.
41 miles per gallon on the highway for a combined of 35. I got 39.9
Whoa.
miles per gallon over 337.9 miles.
That's
which
awesome.
is what you want from a sedan that's going to be your family sedan, your daily driver kind of
I
vehicle.
mean, it's anemic. I mean, you can't, pad the throttle on the thing and think that it's, going to get up and go, because it's not. But the thing gets 40 miles per gallon.
right.
I'll take that.
To the grocery getter,
Yeah.
take the kids to
and
school.
the money that you save every month on that, then go ahead and sign me up for the savings account at the bank to go ahead and put a down payment on my hot rod.
That's right.
Like that you hear off in the distance.
Yeah, the
down,
Corvette
down
sliding
payment
out.
on a Tesla.
What I liked about the ride and handling, smooth ride, easy handling. What could use improvement? Nothing. This is a car that's built for the masses. I think that Hyundai did a great job on this, and what I particularly like is the fact that you give all of these engine choices. Now, I didn't see what the horsepower fuel mileage was on the 276 horsepower model, but I can't imagine that it's anywhere near the 40 miles per gallon that I got. Pricing. Okay, the base price on this is $25,450. Prices tested was $26,600. The base model price, you can get into this car for $20,970.
That's not bad.
Dude, this is a for the masses
Yeah.
car, like I said. Honda Civic starts at $24,200. The Kia Forte starts at $22,790, and the Mazda 3 for $20,650.
That's
This is
nice.
a winner.
Yep.
I encourage you to go and drive the 2021 Hyundai Elantra if you're in the market for a new car sedan.
You could go to the dealership and get it on a handshake.
The In Wheel Time Car Show streams on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts are available from your favorite podcast provider. The In Wheel Time Car Show continues right after this quick break. When you're ready to shop Chevrolet, we know one that should be at the top of your list. Bayway. Locally owned by Houston-born and raised Daryl Wisniewski, Bayway brings a sense of family to your Chevrolet buying experience. When you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, you now have a place to go. General Manager Lincoln Stahl guarantees Bayway will beat any competitor's written price on the new vehicle you choose or pay you $1,000. Bayway Chevrolet is located only 8 minutes from the Beltway and Highway 288. Whether it's online or in person, you'll be welcomed like one of the family. BaywayChevrolet.com. Tailpipes and Tacos, Houston's premier monthly car cruise-in, returns Saturday, September 18th at 2 Lupe Tortilla Mexican restaurants in Katy and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Tailpipes and Tacos is free and everyone's invited. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods at 2 locations. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event at the Lupe Tortilla Mexican Restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 in Katy, and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Lupe founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise-in, Tailpipes and Tacos, inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway in Kirby, and in Katy on the Grand Parkway just south of I-10, where you'll see the In-Wheel Time Car Show. Get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise-in, September 18th, 8 to 11 a.m., weather permitting. Gulf Coast Auto Shield has moved to a more convenient location. Now you can visit John Gray and his staff of dedicated professionals at their new shop on the South Sam Houston Parkway between Belford and Airport in Southwest Houston. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is the best at paint correction and ceramic coatings. Clear bras and custom wraps are specialties that only Gulf Coast Auto Shield installs with award-winning accuracy, and all their services come with a warranty. Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Porsche, and Ferrari owners depend on Gulf Coast Auto Shield for their specialty services, and you should too. The In-Wheel Time Corvette and Cutlass have both been massaged by Gulf Coast Auto Shield, so isn't it time your vehicle visit their new shop in Southwest Houston? Call John Gray today at 832-930-5655 or visit online at gcautoshield.com. That's gcautoshield.com. Paint, coatings, wraps, and more at gcautoshield.com. That's it for this podcast episode of the In-Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.